Man, do you find it really difficult to concentrate on talking and
and
looking at
doing
stuff?
Lego or stickers? Yeah.
Or is it just a man thing? I don't know.
Definitely just a man thing. All right, welcome once again to a long time ago. This week we're back with a talking Star Wars. However, there's no guest this time out. Martin and I are going to be doing something. Well, you're going to be doing something you've wanted to do for a while, and I'm going to do something I've wanted to do for a little while now. But this week we're going to talk about our cinema trips to see the Phantom Menace, the Bad Batch Series 3, the Tales of the Empire series that we've just seen, and also the 3 Acolyte trailers. There's only 3, isn't there?
Yeah,
so far. Yeah. So, Martin, you've hinted at the thing that you're going to be doing for a little while. Do you want to tell us what it all is?
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it a fair few times now. I bought this Panini sticker album around about a year ago now, and I've been collecting up the stickers packs for it as well. And I just wanted to do a live stream or just a chat with you, and we can just talk Star Wars while I'm opening packs of stickers and filling up the album, hopefully. So that's the plan anyway. I mean, we've put zero preparation into this in terms of notes and stuff, but we put so much preparation into technology that that hopefully the quality of what we're talking about won't suffer. But we shall see.
We'll see. Yeah. And I'm going to be doing the Luke Skywalker lightsaber, Lego lightsaber that I picked up at Echo Base from Demonhunter Bricks, because I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I've been saving it just for this. I've actually got a couple of other Lego sets that I want to get on and do as well, so we might have to do some more episodes. Definitely. If people enjoy this. So yeah, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go, 4 cameras. Blimey, there's a first for you. Let's see how amazingly well this goes, shall we?
Yes.
Oh dear. So where do you want to start? What should we talk about first?
Well, we've both been to see the Phantom Menace, haven't we? So, So should we crack on with your viewing of that? Because, let's just let people behind the curtain a little bit. Last night we recorded another episode, and at the end of it we were discussing how we were going to do this, and you started talking about the Phantom Menace, saying all sorts of things, and you nearly just gave it all away, everything that we wanted to talk about. So
you had to tell me to shut up because I was going into one, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So yeah,
putting it nicely.
I saw it in America, and I also saw it yesterday evening. Excuse me. Or yesterday afternoon, I should say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, where do I start? I mean, there's nothing quite like seeing a Star Wars movie at the cinema, as far as I'm concerned. Oh God, that feels really painful ripping those open. These haven't been opened in 40 years. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. I loved every moment of it. I've always been someone who's loved the Phantom Menace. I've never ever taken away from that. And I have to say, after watching it a couple of times with 2 very different audiences, obviously, the American audiences are quite different to the British audiences. But
well, you sent me a picture of the audience yesterday at the British one. Did anyone else actually show up? Because you sent me an empty picture in the end.
Yeah, I was literally the only person in the cinema for the entire viewing, which was absolutely fantastic. It was great, and I got to really geek out in there because of that. So that was cool. But yeah, I mean, I can't explain how much I love that film, and I understand it's not perfect and it's not the original trilogy, but it just feels Star Wars to me. And there were so many moments in the film and during the film. The music, the pod race was absolutely spectacular.
On the big screen, the pod race does look better. You've got the music, like going back to what you said on that. Like, I think I've made the statement before that I think that is probably the best part of that film, and I do like
Yeah,
that film, but
yeah,
the soundtrack to it is incredible.
yeah. I agree.
Jewel of the
I mean,
Fates, is awesome,
yeah,
and as I think you were going to go into the lightsaber battle, it was absolutely
oh,
fantastic. Just it's one of the best throughout all 6 films, because
absolutely.
there are only 6 films, right?
Absolutely. But I mean, I have to say, I mean, you tell me if you disagree, but I thought the special effects in really still hold up in a 25-year-old film.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
I'd go so far as to say that some of the rush job Marvel films that we've seen recently, I don't know if you've seen Ant-Man, is it Ant-Man and the Wasp, the last one? I know the
Into the
multiverse, into the quantum realm or
quantum
something like that.
realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this film, 25 years later, or sorry, beforehand, it looks better than that film does. It really, really looks good. So, so yeah, overall
I'm sure
experience.
people will disagree or agree with you in the comments, but
Yeah, I think most people
yeah,
will agree with me. But but yeah, I absolutely loved it, mate. I really wish I could go and see it a third time. To be honest with you, I'd definitely be up for that. Now I can make it around 9 because I watched it 6 times the original time it came out
in the cinema,
in the
6
cinema.
times.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I had a naughty pirate copy of it as well originally, a VHS pirate copy. So I must have watched it about 50 times before it came out officially on VHS. So I must be up to like 250, 300 times now, I reckon.
Wow,
So
that's impressive.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a great film. I'm really sorry, people that don't like the prequels or like the Phantom Menace, and I understand the Jar Jar argument, but
Mhm.
having watched it yesterday, and maybe it's because I'm so used to it, it just when Jar Jar's on screen and he says his silly things, it didn't really. I don't sneer at the screen and go, ugh. I just it's just part of the film, and
Yeah,
I just
I
get
don't
on
know.
with
I
it.
do. Although, so I went and saw it with my mate Donny, who I've said before I go to see all the Star Wars films with. I say all of the Star Wars films because we've only really been friends properly since 2010.
Yeah,
So this was our first chance of actually seeing this Star Wars film together.
yeah,
And yeah, we both agreed that the Jar Jar bits are a bit of a pain, and even the Anakin bits,
yeah,
because well, everyone or regular viewers will know what I think about child actors, but
yeah,
it doesn't take away much from the film in the end. In the grand scheme of things, it's still a cracking film.
yeah. I agree.
Um, there was one lady in the audience that found Jar Jar hilarious,
Oh,
which
really?
was a bit of a shock to me.
Hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
I think a lot of kids who have never seen a Star Wars film in the cinema before probably went in to watch the Phantom Menace, and really really enjoyed it because it's geared for them. So I would
yeah,
imagine, and looking at the box office numbers, because I believe I'm right in saying that in the just the weekend it came out, it's now the second highest grossing re-release film in the last 10 years, second
oh
only
wow,
to Avatar.
yeah,
So
that's,
that's
that's impressive.
pretty impressive.
Hmm.
Um, so I hope this really encourages Lucasfilm to think, well, maybe we should start re-releasing all the films on their anniversary, because I would personally love to see Attack of the Clones and uh, Revenge of the Sith again at the cinema, especially Revenge of
Oh,
the Sith.
I'm
I'd love
sure
to
they
see that
will.
one.
I'm sure they will.
Um, yeah, so yeah, that would be great. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of Star Wars film it is, even if it's probably one of the sequels. There's elements to every Star Wars film that are meant for the cinema,
Mm,
and the Phantom Menace is, it was the return of Star Wars after 18 years, and they pulled out all the stops to make it a more modern Star Wars film, if that makes sense. Because they had the technology to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoyed it, and as I say, if it was out still for this weekend, I would probably go and see it again. Absolutely, really, really, really fantastic movie. So yeah, but apparently they also played. they did a marathon on May the 4th at a lot of cinemas where they played all 9 of the movies in a
Wow.
row.
Oh, I did see that actually. Yeah, it started at it started in the evening, didn't it? And then went on through to the morning.
That's right.
Just nuts.
Yeah, I don't think I probably would have obviously stayed for the first 6 and then just gone home and gone to bed after the 6th one finished. Or I might have watched The Force Awakens maybe, but yeah, I just love the fact that Star Wars is back in the cinema. You know, it's kind of the Star Wars that everybody kind of can get behind, even if you didn't like the prequels. I think they're being reappreciated these days, compared to when they first came out. And I think a lot more people who perhaps weren't massive fans of them back in the day have a more it's not that they love them now, but they have more of an appreciation of what he was trying to do at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. So going back to the American viewing, man, it's so good to. I don't know if you've ever seen a film at the cinema in America.
No.
But they cheer at all the moments. They holler. You know, oh, I mean, it's not the
It's
British
an experience.
way. Yeah, it's not the British way, and it's certainly not how I would act in the cinema. Then again, saying that, when I watched Return of the King at the cinema, and the Rohirrim
What's that?
came over.
What's Return of the King?
Everybody who's watching this will know. When Return of the King was on at the cinema, and the Rohirrim came up over the hill on the Pelennor fields, I must admit there was a part of me that wanted to get up and go, "Come on!" You know, when they started charging towards the orcs. I mean, I was loving that. But obviously, being
that's
British,
just another language to me. That what you've just said, but yeah.
You mean you've never seen the Battle of Pelennor Fields in
I've
front
not.
of Minas Tirith?
I have honestly not got a clue what you're talking about right now.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, people in the comments, Adam's never seen the Lord of the Rings film. If you've just joined us,
That's not strictly true. I've seen the first one.
Okay,
that was plenty enough for my liking.
That's a shocker. I can't believe you haven't seen them. I mean, the first one is, in my opinion, the best one. I do love the Fellowship of the Ring, but there's so much more action in the other two. Anyway, we're going to be talking Star Wars, not Lord of the Rings.
If we weren't family, do you think we'd be friends?
Yeah, I think so, because we like most other things. It's just you do have a vast array of stuff that I can't believe you've never seen. And now you've got kids. I think some of these things will organically start to happen because your kids might want to watch them, and you might end up wandering down, sitting on the sofa, and they've got it on, and you'll be like, oh, actually, this is pretty good. Because have you seen any of the Harry Potter films?
I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
And the second to last one.
Oh, right. So, watching them in order, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. No, going back to the Phantom Menace, which is what everyone's tuning in to hear us talk about. You'd think.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
Oh no! Oh, sorry, my pieces are crumbling away. Saying that they were built for kids, we had this little young lad in the row in front of us, and when the first opening credits music hits, he jumped up for joy, and it was it gave me goosebumps because I was thinking, that's what this is all about.
Exactly. I mean, that's what people forgot when the prequels came out. There was all these adults now who grew up with the films, expecting there to be an adult style film coming out, but Star Wars was always for kids because we were kids when it originally came out. So and the reason we loved it when we were so much was because we were kids. It's a bit of a misconception to say that it was just adults who enjoyed it when it first came out. So I think also George was trying to show a more glorious time in the Republic, so things were a lot cleaner and the Empire hadn't yet come in. So I mean, people have heard this argument before, but at the end of the day, George was right. That people are watching it now with an appreciation.
He had his vision. You know, he
Yeah,
had his vision, and
yeah.
I guess he completed that vision, right?
I guess so. I mean, I was reading today about George Lucas, and apparently I don't know how true this is, but this was a quote from Pablo Hidalgo, who's one of the story group members at
Mm.
Lucasfilm. He's been with Lucasfilm for nearly 30 years now, and he was saying that he'd heard that the one thing that George Lucas liked the most out of everything that had come out of the Disney era was the Obi-Wan Kenobi series,
Mm.
which I thought was interesting because why would it be the case? You'd think perhaps Rogue One would be his favorite thing to come out of it, but
It's
the
mine.
reasoning, yeah, exactly, but the reasoning was he felt that the themes he tried to introduce in the prequels, it's in Obi-Wan and Anakin and their relationship, was something that
Mm.
was continued in that series. So I can understand why he liked it, because he kind of felt for the first time perhaps that Disney were following on from his legacy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he probably wasn't talking about all the other parts to it, like the Inquisitors part and all that stuff. But in terms of the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, I think we can probably agree that that was the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
When those two were in the same space, that was
Yeah.
always the best part of it. So yeah, I think that was nice thing to hear. If it was true, you never know, do you? But
No.
um,
Do you
yeah.
think, going back to that show, because we didn't mind it, did we? We didn't think it was
No,
terrible.
not at all.
Do you think people like poo-poo it just because it is Disney?
I mean,
Do you
it's
think that's a
difficult to
thing
say.
that's happening right now?
Well, it's difficult these days in the world that we live in at the moment. You have two types of people. You have the people who genuinely don't like something and they have good reasons to not like it.
Mm.
I mean, I loved it, but there was things I didn't like, and I think I'm talking for you too when I say the Reva storyline wasn't
Mm.
necessary. Leia was great, the actress who played Leia, but was it really necessary to have her in it? Maybe not. But the actual Anakin, Vader, Obi-Wan stuff and the stuff on Tatooine was fantastic.
Mm.
Um, but then you have the other type of people who hate it just because it's the fashionable thing to do, I think.
Yeah, I
You've
think
got
I'd
the
agree with you there.
YouTubers. Yeah, you've got the YouTubers who will hate it because they'll get their clicks.
Yeah.
And you've also got the people who, well, the sheep, I suppose I want to say, who don't really have their own opinion. I don't think there's people out there who are sincere when they say they don't like something. Oh
Yeah.
man, this sticker, I've got a little bit of the Millennium Falcon here, and it's not a normal sort of right angled sticker, so I've got to get this perfect.
Oh,
What
it's
number
good.
was it? 171.
How many
Oh
have you got? Quite a few. Oh, I don't know why. I was going to say, have you got any doubles? But you've
not
only
yet.
opened one pack so far.
Oh no, this is my fourth pack.
What? You're cracking
Yeah,
on, are
this is
you?
well, yeah. I've just me. I can't hang around. I'm just going for it. Um, so yeah, I think that's 4 packs. Or was that 3 packs? No, it's 3 packs. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Yeah, 3 packs. But I've got plenty. Don't worry, I'm not going to run out.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I mean, that's getting together quick.
Yeah,
Blimey.
I'm trying.
Should we move on to our next talking
We
point?
should. Yeah, I think we've covered enough on Phantom Menace. So, Bad Batch Series 3, you've gone on record previously as saying that it's some of the best written Star Wars stuff that you've seen.
Yeah, I'll stand for that. I think, with the exception of perhaps Rogue One and Andor, it's probably the most Star Wars I've seen in ages. And I'd reserve that just for season 3, I think. But consistently from the beginning right to the end, it's felt like Star Wars. It's looked like Star Wars. The art direction, the directing itself. I mean, when the ships are flying around and they jump to hyperspace, the way the clones and the stormtroopers act, the characters like Tarkin and all the usual suspects, that they feel like those characters. And I think the story, there hasn't been any fluff really, has there? There hasn't been any
Filler.
last filler episodes. Thank you. Yeah, I think last year we were both saying, "Oh, it's a great series, but there's a bit too much job of the week type stuff going on.
Yeah,
But
no, there was more to it this time.
yeah, definitely. And I think the finale for me, it wasn't none of the things I thought were going to happen happened. I thought we might lose a couple of the Bad Batch, to be honest with you, because I thought
I
it
think
would
a
make a
lot of
good
people
story.
might have thought that. I
Yeah,
think we were all thinking that.
yeah. But yeah, overall, I thought it was fantastic, and I can't believe because I wasn't sure about Omega at first. I wasn't sure if I liked her or not, but she's become one of my favourite characters, which is quite a thing.
I was
In the
kind
Bad
of
Batch.
wondering. I was wondering if that might happen because I think you said the same about Ahsoka in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did wonder if that was going to be, the
I
same
wouldn't put.
happening there. But
Yeah, that's kind of similar, I suppose, because the first season I wasn't a big fan of Ahsoka. In the movie, I wasn't a big fan of Ahsoka, but she's now become probably in the top 5 favorite Star Wars characters of all time, which is quite a feat if you think about it. But I don't think Omega's ever going to make top 5 or top 10. But all the
decent
same,
character in the end.
Yeah, and the way they left it with that kind of she's going off to the rebellion.
Made
I
sense.
thought that was yeah, and I'd be up for watching that. If she turns up in another show in the future as a rebel pilot or something. So yeah, that'd be really
I
cool.
just realised we didn't do a spoiler warning on any of this, but no, I agree. I think it'd be it'd be quite good to see her appear in live action at some point.
Yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, I don't think there was really. I don't think I have anything negative to say. I thought I liked it because obviously the Clone Wars is my favorite Star Wars TV show of all time, and I thought the Bad Batch continued, if not made it slightly darker than even the Clone Wars was. I mean, there was quite a lot of
darker.
Obviously there's no blood and stuff in Star Wars, but I mean, some of the deaths, they were quite brutal, weren't they? And some of I'm forgetting the main bad guy's name, not Dr. Pershing. He was in the Mandalorian, the Doctor guy.
Yep. I can't remember his name. Yeah, Doctor guy.
It's really driving me mad now. But yeah, IMDb it, mate.
I'll find it.
So yeah, I thought his death was quite brutal, really, and you kind of that's another sign of how good the show was. When he actually got shot, you kind of thought, good, yeah, he got shot, he deserved that, and for an animated show, that's that's quite brutal, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Dr.
I
Hemlock.
really enjoyed it. Dr. Hemlock, thank you, and Project Necromancer.
Yes. So that was Mandalorian, wasn't it? And pretty much everything to try and
explain the rise of Skywalker.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's mentioned by Admiral Hux's son in the Mandalorian when they do the Shadow Council. Yeah, I mean, and we got to see the return of the Zillo Beast. I don't know if you remember the Zillo Beast from
I remember the Zillo Beast. Yeah.
I loved those episodes of the Zillo Beast. It's kind of Dave Filoni's attempt at Godzilla, wasn't it? I think.
Okay.
So yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say any more about the Bad Batch, to be honest with you. It was just an incredible show. It's definitely got rewatch ability about it, which is great because there's certain shows like Rebels. While it's not a bad show, I don't think I'll ever rewatch Rebels because I wasn't a huge fan. But
I still haven't got through all of that, so I need to at some point, and I think I will.
Yeah.
I was even planning on doing a Clone Wars rewatch, so
cool. Well,
just to make sure I've seen them all.
While we're on the subject of Star Wars in general, my best mate has just started his journey into Star Wars. He's obviously seen the movies because if you're friends with me, you sit and watch the movies and you like it.
You have to.
You sit there and you're quiet. And but he's never seen any of the shows, so he has basically watched all of the Clone Wars. Then he's watched all of the Bad Batch. Then he's watched all of Rebels. He's just finished all of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's moving on to Andor next. Then he's going to do all the Mandalorian and Ahsoka, and then so he's doing all the series in order. Obviously, he's done Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire as well. And I thought, and I get every now and again I get a little text message at 1 a.m. when he's been sat watching some, going, "Man, why have I waited so long to watch this? Or can you explain this? Why has this happened?" And I thought it'd be really interesting to get him on to do a talk in Star Wars, because he's not a Star Wars nut, but having, he's obviously watched them from scratch. I thought that'd be quite a cool little cool little thing to do, to get like a layman's kind of impression on stuff. So yeah.
Definitely.
You can tell these stickers are over 40 years old, because some of the stickiness of them is quite shocking. I'm gonna have to put a heavy book on top of it, I think, to actually get these to stick properly. I can't believe I've still got no doubles yet.
Do you know how many have you done now?
I've done 5 packs now, I think. We have a broken wing. We have a broken wing. My B-wing's wing's broken off, although I think it's actually
How's that? Getting there, mate.
Nice, man. You're rocking through that. Wow.
I love Lego. Honestly, I haven't done Lego in a long, long time, and yeah, really, really good. Really good fun. All right.
Okay, first mistake, stuck it in the wrong bit. Oh no! Oh, God,
I've made a mistake here as well.
The situation.
I've made a mistake. That's not supposed to be black. The very first piece that I put on. I think that's supposed to be a grey piece. It's all right. Easy fix.
Cool. So yeah, Bad Batch, really, really chuffed with that. Liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what they're going to do next for animation, because obviously they're on such a roll with animation. I don't think they'll stop. So what's next on the agenda?
Next, then, we move on to Tales of the Empire, the aforementioned.
Yes. Yeah.
What did I think of Tales of the Empire? I didn't love it as much as I liked Tales of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you felt the same, or...
Yeah, no, I think it pales in comparison to Tales of the Jedi, to be quite honest with you.
It was lacking in something, wasn't it?
It was. It was
not terrible. I didn't love the... help me out. What's her name? Storyline. The first one. I actually preferred I quite liked the Barriss storyline. What's her name?
Oh my God, what are we like?
I know.
I can concentrate on sticking stickers down and thinking of names at the same time. Oh my word, this is embarrassing.
Call yourselves fans.
Everyone's screaming at us now.
Right, I'm looking out. Okay. Elsbeth. Morgan Elsbeth.
Morgan Elsbeth. Damn.
Oh, cool.
Getting old. Yeah. I think I agree with you. I did enjoy that part of it, because it kind of filled in some blanks, and I quite liked seeing, because we saw the Night Witches getting taken out by General Grievous and the Droid Army in the Clone Wars, so we got to see another side of that we didn't see, which was quite cool. And General Grievous, I mean, the animation on him was great back in the Clone Wars days, but God, he's quite scary now in the modern animation.
I did enjoy seeing Grievous again. I'm not going to lie. He was a very good character in that.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Grievous sort of origin story or something like that. That would be awesome in animation, but I don't know if they'll go backwards anymore. But yeah, that was awesome. And it was kind of cool seeing how, Thrawn came into her life, or Admiral Thrawn at the time. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it just wasn't as riveting, was it? I suppose is the right word.
No, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess when you're dealing with Count Dooku and stuff like that, this is stuff that we've been thinking about for years, and it's really interesting to see that. Whereas Morgan Elsbeth's quite a new character, and of course we've got questions, but the mysticism behind Count Dooku and the mysticism behind Morgan Elsbeth are quite a different thing. So, yeah, In terms of the Barris stuff, I did really enjoy the Barris stuff. I felt it could have been a bit longer. I think they could have done the whole 6 episodes about her, to be honest with you. It was very rushed. And I know we live in a modern age these days, and you have to sort of put up with, the way of the world as it is now. But when they started referring to that Jedi they were hunting as them, they, rather than he, I must admit, I did just think, what is going on there? I mean, who in their right minds watches Star Wars and thinks about pronouns? But right now we're losing subscribers, so I better shut up.
Yeah, well, it's a fair comment, I think.
Well, I mean,
possibly.
I'm surely I'm entitled to have my opinion on the subject, but I might be in the minority. I don't know, but I wasn't overly impressed, and I must admit, I would have preferred Barris to have survived, because I really would have liked her to see Ahsoka again.
Well, we don't know that she didn't survive.
No, well, she did send the guy off, didn't the baby and the parents off to see someone. She said didn't she?
That would have been Ahsoka, yeah.
It probably was Ahsoka. But
now, will that continue? Will we see more from that at some point?
Well, there's a lot of I think in Obi-Wan, was it the Path they were introduced? The Path, which were people who were going out, who were trying to save Force sensitives and Jedi that had escaped the Purge. So I think possibly we might see. I don't know if it would be a live action series. I don't know if they do that, but it could possibly be the next animated series could be about the Path, and it could just be called Star Wars: The Path. And so that would enable them to bring back, Asajj Ventress and Barriss Offee and Ahsoka and Quinlan Vos and Jedi that we know are still around.
Slightly changing the subject? Do we know when Skeleton Crew is set?
It's set exactly the same time as Mandalorian Ahsoka. So, yeah, the Mandalorian timeline, basically.
Just trying to think if that could come into play at all. We might see some of those children. I don't know, Force sensitive children, maybe.
Yeah, never know. But I mean, you're right. It wasn't as fantastic as Tales of the Jedi, but
no.
Yeah, man, do you find it really difficult to concentrate on talking and
doing Lego or stickers? Yeah.
Or is it just a man thing? I don't know. I've been finding
Definitely
it quite
just
difficult.
a man thing.
Okay, cool. I've got number 1, and I still haven't got any doubles. This is crazy.
That's awesome.
So
how many do you think you've opened now?
It's got to be like 7 or 8 packs now. But I've got a good 40 packs, so
oh wow,
we've got plenty. We've got plenty more for more episodes of Talking Star Wars, don't worry.
Yeah. That's good.
So yeah, that was really cool. And what was the last thing we were going to talk about?
The Acolyte was the last thing.
The Acolyte. Yeah, the Acolyte.
We're going to need to drag this out because I haven't got many pieces left, and I want to get this finished.
The Acolyte. I have to say, I am quite excited by it from what I've seen. I'm obviously dubious about it because we've been burnt in the past and we've heard a lot of things about it. But I think overall, from what we've seen so far, I am quite excited about it. I am worried that things that we know that happens aren't going to be followed through in it. Like the Jedi haven't seen the Sith for a millennium yet. All of a sudden, there they are, and 100 years later, all of a sudden they've forgotten that they were there. So we'll have to wait and see about that. But I don't know if you watched did you watch the scene at the end of
at the end of the Phantom Menace?
Yeah. First double. It's a piece of C3PO, ironically. I thought that was really, really cool. It wasn't Star Warsy, although there were elements of Star Wars. I did feel like I was watching The Matrix a little bit.
Yes, it doesn't help that Carrie-Anne Moss is there, but
no,
in that sense.
Yeah, but I have to say, overall, I'm quite excited about it. I'm going to obviously give it a full chance. I'm not going to. I mean, a lot of people, as you'd expect, have made their minds up already without even seeing it. It's going to be the worst thing ever. But you know, like I've given every show that's been put out, I'll give it its chance because I love Star Wars, and you know, at the end of the day, if I like it and no one else likes it, that's fine.
It doesn't matter, does it? That's...
Exactly. I just hope that they don't, you know, do some of the things that we've heard that they're going to do. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. I have heard that there's a lightsaber that turns into a whip, which I'm not overly enthusiastic about. I have to say.
Don't really need that.
No, I mean it's not great, is it? I mean, we've never seen that before. Why all of a sudden would that exist?
Well, that was kind of one of the issues going back to Andor. One of the issues that I had was how powerful Luthen's ship was, or how well equipped it was.
Yeah,
and I feel like in a lot of cases they're just making good use of the technology that's available to them these days.
Yeah.
And then do you know what I mean? And then you get something that is set before the original trilogy, but looks like it should be something from way, way into the future.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense there.
Yeah, I think the thing with Luthen was he was so wealthy that he could afford the technology that other people couldn't afford. I mean, I think that's kind of how I got around that, and it didn't bother me too much. I think you know the Empire was always about saving money so they could build the Death Star. You know, if they wanted to spend the cash, they could have had the best weapons in the world, but they blew it all on the Death Star. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, again, I'm not gonna make a judgment until I've seen it. But man, this is so good, such good fun. I haven't put any stickers in a sticker album since I was about 8 years old. I'm gonna after I finish this one, I'm gonna go out and try and find some other sticker albums that I used to do back in the day. I used to do I had an awesome Transformer sticker album that I loved, and I never completed that one. So yeah. Anyway, back to Star Wars.
Let's head back to my camera here.
Nice.
We're all done.
Fantastic.
That looks pretty cool as well. It's full size.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Scale 1 to 1.
He's done a really good job with those, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I'll put a description. I'll put a link in the description for his website because
absolutely,
they've done a fantastic job. I really like the Count Dooku one he's got actually.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I'd get all of them.
Yeah,
but you know how it is. Yeah.
There's too many astromechs out there to go wasting them on lightsabers.
That's it. Yeah, can't be passing up the opportunity for astromechs, can I? So no, I'm chuffed with that. That's decent and really enjoyable to make as well.
So did you say you had some more stickers? Sorry,
Lego.
Too.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Lego sets.
Oh, sweet.
Only small ones, but I don't know. Could have unearthed something in me.
Yeah. Oh no, I've been down the Lego route. You don't want to do that. That is expensive.
I know.
I mean, I still see the Ultimate Collector Series Lego now, and I still want to buy it. But I stop myself because it's a dark path. It really is a path to the dark side. I think I'll call it quits there. How many packs did I open? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, only 7 packs. That's not too bad. Nice. And only one double. So yeah, happy with that. I think I really enjoyed that.
It was good.
Did we finish on
the Acolyte?
We just spoken mostly.
No, so that's releasing next month, isn't it? June. So
yeah, double episode. Yeah,
I imagine we'll get to the end of that series and do another little talking Star Wars. I don't know. Talk about it and
Yeah,
do some more
might
Lego
do our
with more stickers.
might do our thoughts. Might do our thoughts on the first 2 episodes maybe, because that'll give us an indication of what it's going to kind of be. So and then
Mm.
finish it off with the finale.
Yeah, that's not a
Um,
bad shout.
no,
Sounds good.
but yeah, no, I really enjoyed that, mate. It
Yeah,
was good fun.
good.
Um,
Good. Hopefully you all enjoyed that as well out there. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Bye.